Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we'll see a team that can get it done on the ground. The Raiders lead the league in rushing TDs, and they'll go up against the Bengals, who will need to be stout up front. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
It's a day, Larry, that fans in these parts will need to savor as we come to you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Oakland Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton. And, Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. The streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Didn't they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. 10 yards still left on second down. He'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. It's a big play there for Oakland. And even 60 yards. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. And, partner, the record book for career receiving yardage has officially been rewritten.
And, Brandon, it was done not in small passes, but in big chunks all the time. This guy knew how to get downfield, create yardage, and now he sits with the record, the all-time record for receiving yardage in the NFL.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. On third down, Larson. And Jeffrey's got it. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Larson. It's caught. Stills right side. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Back to throw. Larson, and some room to look, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Raiders pick it up, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. Finding some room at midfield. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throw in the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Now they'll run it on the toss. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down. And they give this time to the tailback. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. To throw on second down, Larson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
That's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
All right, here we go. Back to Philly. Here we go. Gone.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Watch it now, buddy. 3-19. Over. All right, here we go. Detroit.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
All right, now lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have a really difficult.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. And Jerry Rice no longer holds that top spot. Touchdown reception number 198 gives us a new career leader.
And this guy, we know, is headed to Canton. And when he gets there for his induction speech, this will be his walkout video. This catch right here where he broke the record of the incomparable Jerry Rice.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Let's go.
From the gun on third down, Larson to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a fourth down and short situation. I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the first down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver is taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
All right, now, look at 56. All right, now, look at over.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me.
And the Raiders have got him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
To the left side here for Eifert. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now the Bengals on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll run here with Mixon. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Oh, that's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders are pouring it on.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
All right, time for us now to discuss Alshon Jeffrey. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Second down now after the pass completion, and the D looking like they may blitz. Looking to throw on second down. Larson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Looking to throw. Larson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to air one out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to walk one deep left side here. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking deep for Julio. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back. But that's one step in the proper direction.
To throw. Trying to lay one up deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. So we've reached halftime here in Oakland. And actually, Larry, hold that thought. We're right back to the action. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
To throw on 2nd down. Larson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
To throw on 3rd down. Larson. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Check, Patriot! Check 50. Hurry up, back there, Philly! All right, now, look at 56. Detroit!
And he'll give it here to his running back. Finding room to the 20. And down inside the 15 he goes. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And now they're in the hurry up. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the silver and black continue to roll. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
There's 3 touchdowns. It's got him in the lead. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here.
All right, here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And down he goes. Brought down, a Raider sack.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Off play action. Larson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. So they took a shot there on 3rd down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. On the return is Peterson. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
Let's go. 3-19. Good. Over. All right, now look at 56.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, look credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Looking to throw. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. and you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence. And he
is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. He's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Back to throw. Larson. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And Eifert has it. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big third down play there for the Bengals. 41 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. Throwing again. Larson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage, to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take this one down to the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. Becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Raiders are pouring it on. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Throwing on first down. Larson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on 2nd down. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Larson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On 3rd down, Larson out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And the Raiders pick it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. He'll look to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Now let's go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone. Detroit.
They'll drop to throw. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
You and I have been around teams, and they all have goals for games, don't they? And every team we've ever talked to says what?
No turnover.
Don't turn the ball over. 0.
Getting late in the fourth now, Charles. 2-minute warning just around the corner.
Yeah, some teams just want to get to that spot, take a breath, and then come out and attack for the rest of the game.
Throwing to start the drive. Larson to the left side here for Eifert. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Looking to throw. Larson. And he loses the football a second time. And the Raiders have recovered. And I don't know that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
They'll look to throw.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
Green 39! Green 39! Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Now that's Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Looking sideline, incomplete.
After that incompletion, I almost get the sense that he's going to look up at the booth and kind of look at us and say, hey, you guys got any suggestions? It's been that kind of game, hasn't it? They've had him on the run throughout.
Yeah, and I get that you're trying to make a play here losing fourth quarter, but to throw when you're not set with pressure coming could have been an interception.
Very much so, and it's been that kind of game for him. They've had him on the run, had him off balance. He's got to find a way to make some big-time throws down the stretch.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he even gets started.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's a first down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a 4th down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, past the sticks, first down. On the NFL scoreboard, they are in the 4th now in Carson. The Chargers have scored again, so they open up a 2-touchdown lead. If they hang on, that would up their win total to 5 on the season so far. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But, hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for the Raiders. 61 yards. Zone now. They'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. But for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now let's go.
To throw on second down. Larson dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Call it a gain of 5. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. An update now, they've gone final in Jacksonville. And it was the Jaguars who were able to come away with a victory there. Blake Bortles, 2 touchdown passes in the W. And this looks to probably be the final play.
Gone, 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 gone. Set, boom, line it. Watch in there, Barney, Barney. All right, now, look at 56. Gone, gone. Detroit, Detroit. Back down it up, Philly. Here we go.
They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And that will write a finish to this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Raiders, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Baltimore Ravens next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they drop their 7th game on the year. And they'll try